Oh, Eric's got one close to my heart here. This is a deck I built recently and loved it.
Loved it.
Missed a sideboard card and consequently did not love it last week, but we're going to rectify that for this coming FNM.
Oh, you have some?
Dig Dug is back in action. How are you, buddy?
Oh my, Dig Dug's back in action.
Is that the Jack in the Box like clown guy, like their mascot?
Are you talking about Jack?
No, I'm talking about this little icon here.
Yeah, Jack.
Is Jack? Is that what the guy's name is on the thing?
Yeah.
All right. Is that? It is okay. And is that something that you can get on our stream? Is that?
What?
Or is that possible on all of Twitch?
It's all of Twitch, man.
Okay.
Every Twitch.
Well, we had the infamous Jack in the Box deck building incident. The burger of distraction.
What?
You remember when Jake was building against one infamous Josh McQueen? He was eating a Jack in the Box burger and distracted by it.
Oh, I didn't know that that's what was happening there.
Oh yeah, that happened.
The old Jack in the Box burger. Now, I will say that I have had one pleasant meal from Jack in the Box at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was like some random terrible tacos.
Yeah,
but boy, it hit the spot at 3 a.m.
Yeah, Jack in the Box is known for their like, you get 2 tacos for like $1.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be complete horrible mess.
They were. But man.
But like past midnight, everything tastes good, right?
That's not true.
Terramander, shock.
Shocking.
Told you that card's good.
Told you that card's good. Here's the Growth Chamber Guardian.
A Growth Chamber Guardian. Now, this isn't my favorite turn 2 play in this deck. If I have the Zerta Goblin,
How many Force do you play? I thought it was 0.
So, the list I copied had 1 and 2 Gruul Guild Gates.
Yeah.
I cut the Guild Gates for a mountain and a forest.
That's probably a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst, but like I just couldn't abide a Guild Gate being in there. This is almost assuredly incorrect to make this guy a 3/3 with haste. I almost always want him to be a 4/4. I mean, I guess I could see where you're playing around Lava Coil here, like you just wanted to get the damage in.
Right. But if he's going to lava, you're only getting, what, 3 damage in?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
So like making him 4 avoids the lightning strike, which is pretty, neither here nor there.
Nobody plays Lightning Strike. Come on.
I know. And Eric's looking at a Phoenix, Rekindling Phoenix.
Phoenix is good against
without the 4th
Izzet
land.
deck.
Very good. Super good against the Phoenix deck.
He needs that 4th land, though. This is why you don't play multiple forests, by the way.
Why? It's not hindering him here.
Hindering him greatly.
The forest specifically?
Harpooner.
So he would not have just run this
Getting
one out
shot.
there. Would have tried to get something down with it.
No, because if he draws, he has so many dead draws right now. There's only a few cards that cost more than 3.
Okay.
But all of his Chain Whirlers are dead.
Oh. Concur. See, if you would have sandbagged the Harpooner, it could have taken down the Drake there.
Yeah, I don't know why he ran it out there on an empty board. I think that's a removal spell.
Yep.
And now he's going to pay. And now he's going to suffer.
He's going to suffer?
Suffer like G did.
Suffer the beatdowns of Fat Drake. They're crackling all over the place. Here's 6.
If I was Eric, I'd be like, that one is summoning sickness. That's the one he played second. You got to maintain a board state. We live in a society that maintains a board state.
We live in a society maintained through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Nelly once said that.
So that was a nice little 3-minute game of Magic. How do you feel about that?
I feel like Eric missed his 4th land drop. And misappropriated the Crawl Harpooner.
Yeah.
So those 2 mistakes. This can't be right to take out shocks.
Yeah. What's shock kill in that deck?
Literally everything.
It doesn't kill Drake.
Okay, so I'm thinking it's a little bit more along the lines of like a blue tempo deck.
Well, it's not. You thought wrong.
Such a nice guy. Here's John Douglas, ladies and gentlemen.
So it can kill Phoenixes, but Eric might not put him on the Phoenix version. And honestly, you don't want to shock a Phoenix anyway. I mean, it's a fine play.
Right.
But it's not something you should strive for.
Keeps the damage off, and depending on how many cards the Phoenix player has in hand, it could really put him off the Phoenix for several turns.
Could, yeah.
Sometimes it takes him a turn or 2 to like really put that back together. Kills Lump Lump, pointing out that it kills the Panteramander. Oh, that's a nice name, Panteramander. Before it's a big boy. Not particularly relevant.
No.
He admits he's not relevant.
Yeah, it can kill a guy. But if he plays it in the mid to late game, like they can just evolve it in response.
It can just evolve.
Or adapt.
Yeah, adapt, evolve, whatever.
Whatever the stupid Simic stupid keyword is.
Right. Yeah, sorry. I reached into my pocket because my hand was cold and there was a wrapper in there, and John Douglas quickly, his head snapped around to make sure that I knew I was making audible noise on the stream.
Yeah, it was audible. Oddly loud.
Yeah, it's really specifically loud. I don't know what kind of resonance.
Is that like
a
Sun Chips wrapper?
Those things are just like, why are they so loud?
I don't know.
I want like a materials engineer to tell me why that bag is so ridiculously loud. But you can't sneak a Sun Chip.
No.
It's just not happening.
Absolutely not.
No, like a Dorito, you can gently unfold that bag if it's been put away properly. But a Sun Chip, you're out of luck, man.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
No, never going to work.
Oh, so an update from last week and 2 weeks ago. The Mythic Breakfast Casserole got made.
The Mythic Breakfast Casserole got made. It wasn't bad.
It was not bad.
Which is high praise from John Douglas if something's not bad.
The bacon was a little undercooked.
Yeah, I would. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to sausage, and I'm going to pre-cook it before you put it in the casserole.
Deal.
But like all of the stuff, like as I'm making it, all of the stuff, I'm like, okay, I would eat this raw or undercooked.
You would eat bacon raw or undercooked?
Yeah, I would eat undercooked bacon. You know, just like a little crispy, like it's chewy bacon instead of.
Yeah, this was like undercooked from chewy.
Oh, you think it was? I baked that for an hour.
Oh, I understand.
I don't know how that bacon didn't get cooked when you're in an oven at 350 degrees for an hour.
Does Eric have the force in hand? I think he does.
He also has the
unclaimed territory for warriors.
Unclaimed territory for warriors. So this is what really gets this deck online.
Was it better than Jack in the Box? So I ate it like midday, so that's hard to tell. It was definitely better than if I had eaten Jack in the Box at the same time of day.
All right.
I'm not a fan of Jack in the Box.
The Woken says, all right, wish I had some. Nice.
Nice.
Nice, Woken. Thanks.
Do we lose an hour this week?
Maybe.
That would be rough.
Would it?
I need all the hours in my life.
You sleep like 12 hours a day on the weekends anyway, so.
That's true.
I don't know.
Oh, we got the mountain.
All right, so we've named Warrior, hopefully.
He has named Warrior.
He could have named Elf or Crab.
But we chose to name Warrior because now we can play this Goblin Chain Whirler too.
Right. So this deck has the unique advantage of being able to have additional dual lands in these unclaimed territories, naming Warrior. Really covers a lot of ground. Can't tap for green to adapt the Growth Chamber Guardian, but that's okay. Will
Yeah,
live.
fine. We've got a Crawl Harpooner. I think we've got a Rhythm of the Wild in hand. Not a huge fan of that, but
Not a big fan either. Wouldn't include that. I wonder what if the Crawl Harpooner is like a rogue. Let's find out what types that guy has on him.
I would wager he's a Warrior. I would do a Warrior wager. You want me to look it up for you?
Yeah, how do you spell? Oh, it's K-A-R.
No. It's K-R-A-U.
K-R-A-U. Oh, there it is. Insect Warrior.
There you go.
So you get to play your Crawl Harpooners too.
You're going to play your Rekindling Phoenixes, which is a pretty big deal here.
Yeah, so Mountain, pretty critical to play this Rekindling Phoenix because it only has the type Phoenix. So,
Real shame that Phoenixes aren't also birds. Would really help out the bird tribe.
the Bird Phoenix? Would you want Bird/Bird Phoenix?
No, I'd want Elemental Bird.
Elemental Bird, okay. You can get behind that. It's not a bird once it becomes a phoenix.
What? It's a bird.
I think it's always a bird. I don't know how, I mean, obviously Magic lore can create its own lore, but I don't know how it works in general. So let's see what Erik has here. Here's the Harpooner. They get to take down the Drake. So this time it did its job.
Yeah.
Gets in for 7.
Phoenix implies that it died and was resurrected as a phoenix, but phoenixes are the things that die and get resurrected as phoenixes. I'm just saying that it's a type of mythical bird.
He's just saying.
Just saying, man.
I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, but bird is the word.
Bird is the word. It's like saying peacocks are just birds until they spread their plumage and then they become
peacocking.
Yeah,
Right. Then they're peacocking.
yeah.
Right. Whereas we all know.
We've got another Drake. Do we have another Harpooner?
No, but you get to attack him with everything and represent this shock that you have.
I think you just attack with everything anyway. Unless we've got a haste guy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So now you can give that guy haste. Now that's a reasonable thing to do.
If it walks like a duck, then it's a bird.
Just show him the shock in your hand.
Does he have a shock? I don't think he has a shock.
Okay.
I think he has a Siege Gang Commander.
Oh, okay. Is that the card I'm trying to divine in there?
Mm-hmm. That single pip die is representing the
Elemental
that is left behind by the non-elemental creature, which will then hatch into an elemental here in a second. Or rather, a non-elemental.
Here's an Electromancer, which is definitely a type of wizard. So this one's appointed. It's a Goblin Electromancer, so
It is.
it's a Goblin Wizard.
Dig Dug, thanks for the sub.
Subbed it up.
Old Dig Dug sub. We're digging for answers here.
We should get local bird expert Jack Grannon online.
Yeah.
See what he thinks. He is currently swishing his way through the deep powder out in Colorado or Utah or one of those fancy places that people of that ilk go.
So if he's got a removal spell here, he can get back his Phoenix.
Right.
I think he's got a Beacon Bolt.
So a Beacon Bolt will be sweet. It gets to take down one of the other attackers. Or
Yeah.
he gets to take down the token and get back his Phoenix. Yeah, take down the token. See if you can get that far. It's either the token or the chain.
He's got a shock in hand.
It's either the token or the chain whirler.
All right.
Okay. That's not my favorite play he's ever made. Unless he's set himself up that he can return that Phoenix again next turn, I can't abide here.
Looks like it won't matter.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty irrelevant. We're going to a game 3. So what do you think the best target was there for that Beacon Bolt?
He had a shock in hand, so if you're going to target anything...
If you're going to target the elemental token...
Yeah, you just hit it with a shock.
Right. Which I think is good.
It's okay.
And then Beacon Bolt, you get to play it and it has Jump Start. So next turn you play it and Jump Start it to save your hide.
Yeah.
But so if he takes down the elemental there, even if Erik has the third creature,
he's just super dead.
Yeah, just super dead.
Yeah, so I think he was trying to set up getting the Phoenix back again with the shock the next turn.
Right.
Just not great.
Yeah, it was a tough spot. Erik got off to a really nice quick start, utilized the Crawl Harpooner, the old insect warrior, to come down, fight the Drake. Ended up, they each died in that fight, but...
Really, the issue here was that Luke did not have the Lava Coil to answer the Rekindling Phoenix. So it didn't really matter what else
went on.
Erik had going on. That Rekindling Phoenix was going to be a major thorn in Luke's side.
Yeah, that card's super good. Dominated the last standard environment. I think it could be a major player at different points in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Standard's getting pretty full here. War of the Spark's going to add, another 300 or so cards, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens with that and see what cards rise to the top. Usually, it used to be that fuller standard environments, meaning the closer we got to rotating a block away, the control decks would get better.
Sure.
Because they had a more varied set of answers that could be more specific. But I think we're seeing here that the aggro decks are getting better as the format gets more and more, gains more and more cards. Because back in the budding days of this format, Teferi was just the bee's knees.
Yeah, there was just not as many powerful cards that could compete with on that level.
Right. And so now we're at a point where, Adanto Vanguard is a premium threat. And
it was then too.
It was then too, but it was not on the level that it is now. It's not.
I mean, it kind of was.
Okay.
It won the Pro Tour.
Did it win that Pro Tour?
Mono White won the Guilds of Ravnica Pro Tour.
Oh, I was on the Dominaria Pro Tour.
Oh, the Dominaria Pro Tour was just mono red or red black.
Yeah, right. And then right after that, it rotated, and Teferi was a huge part of that metagame. Once red black got figured out, and people were like, okay, this is the best deck.
Right.
Let's get this metagame inbred into it. I guess I was a little skewed because we played the Team
Yes.
which forced you to play 2 other decks.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, or else it would have just been Phoenixes and Hearts of Kieran and...
Less Hearts of Kieran than Phoenixes.
Right.
There are some people that advocated going big on Heart of Kieran at the time, but it was just not very good.
Not very good. Would you have played the Charter course that's in Luke's hand there?
So he has to try and set up a turn where he gets a Phoenix online.
Yeah. So that's
I don't know what
you're-
he's holding the mana up for. Oh, he's got an opt. Yeah. So I think he's digging for Phoenixes
Okay.
or another red source at this point. He just drew that.
Yeah, here's the
Crackling
second
Drake.
red source. No life necessary.
Feels good.
Crackling.
So now he's got 2 charter courses. Definitely
Perfect.
run 1 out there next turn.
Yeah, we're waiting for that Phoenix to come on. Come off the top of the deck at some point in our lives.
So he's going to swing in here and force... Oh, no. We've got a lava coil on the Drake. That's aggressive. I'm not a fan of that. But that might have been the right call for Erik. He has a Chain Whirler in hand.
Right.
So he could have attacked in, lost his creature, but then Chain Whirler killed the Izzet Drake.
Yeah, I don't know where he
then-
values this Gruul Spellbreaker at.
It's got to be pretty high at this point if he's willing to throw away a lava coil, which is premium against the Phoenixes.
Right. No, I mean, he's definitely valuing getting in damage fairly highly. So here it is, +4, +2, and trample. So,
it's going to trample over for 3.
yeah, Luke's going to take 3 on this tech. But yeah, he's definitely valuing getting in damage every turn.
Yeah, he doesn't have... he's not, like, going wide at all, which is a little concerning, but...
Here's Luke with Beacon Bolt.
Beacon Bolt, your boy.
Nice boy you got there. Be a shame if somebody Beacon Bolted him. And here's Chart of Course. So now we're finally having to pull the trigger on this. Discards Tormenting Voice.
He's got another Charter Course in hand, and that's generally a little bit better.
Yep. We've also got 2 Jumpstart cards in the graveyard, which definitely helps generate enough spells.
Here comes the Cindervines.
Yeah, this is another one that's going to be a big deal for Luke to fight through. Drake, drawing a card.
I think it's generally not a huge deal. So, unless Erik has a way to deal with this Drake,
Yeah. Luke,
then
Luke could close this game out pretty quick.
yeah, he's got 2 lava coils in hand, and as long as he's using the lava coils to remove threats, then he's in pretty good shape.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So how big is this Drake? It looks like 6, maybe 7.
7, yeah.
7 would be great.
7 would be great. Here's a
Oh, we have the
Harpooner
Harpooner.
to trade him off. All right.
We need some action.
Yeah, we need something here. Something's got to give.
You're not going to be able to grind this out through his Cindervines. But he's got a lot of removal spells in hand.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Just passing it
you
back.
just want to get a Phoenix here, man. And Phoenix is really the key to this matchup. I think Phoenix is on both sides. You know, some Phoenix on Phoenix violence would be great here.
Here's a Chain Whirler.
Chain Whirler putting him to 7.
So this, I think, is going to eat one of Luke's lava coils.
Yep. Here's blue.
Organ Discovery.
Luke's gonna go to 6. put
Bid them both.
bid them both. Yeah, bid them both and draw a card, right?
Yep.
All right. And he draws one off the discovery. What is this?
A disdainful stroke.
And so Luke has plenty of spells available to him. I would just, use one of these on the... You could have done the beacon bolt out of the graveyard if you wanted to.
Yeah. I like using the lava coil because it might bait Erik into playing, because he hasn't been playing like threats. You know he has something in his hand.
Right, Eric's got his own Rekindling Phoenix, so...
I think Erik might have a lightning strike too.
All right, there it is. So, here's the Phoenix. Luke could pull this one out. I would love to watch Luke pull this one out. So he's played Lava Coil, Chart a Course. And so now I feel like if he just fires off this shock, moves to combat.
He has to do something. Problem is he can only get this Phoenix back once.
Why is this?
Because every spell he casts is going to deal him damage.
All right. Oh, twice. So he gets the damage in with the Phoenix, and then I think he's got Entrancing Melody in his hand, which could yield him a large creature. You don't want to take Erik's Phoenix for sure, because if he was able to kill this,
that's fine.
Then the token would let him get it back.
I don't think you can be picky at this point.
Not selective, huh?
No, I think you just need to go for it.
4, 5, 6. Entrancing Melody, your Phoenix. This is going to give him 2 attackers. Wow. This is very interesting.
I don't think it's going to be too interesting because I think Erik just gets to untap and lightning strike unless I'm misreading one of these cards in his hand.
Oh, he's slow rolling something.
That's a lightning strike, right? Yeah.
Yeah, lightning strike you. Game.
That'll do it.
Cindervine's putting the finishing touches on a game where Erik got off to a very quick clock at the beginning. He had some good attackers. I wasn't a huge fan of the 3/3 Gruul Spellbreaker. I like the 4/4 better.
Yeah. I think the 4/4 is better. But, I mean, you know your opponent's playing Lava Coil, so that probably...
Right. You want to get the one attack in.
Right.
So I think there's a debate to be had there.
So does your version play this lightning strike in it, too?
Does my version play this lightning strike? Maybe. I think there's somewhere in there, yeah.
Interesting.
Not a fan of the lightning strike?
Not really.
You can convince me to not play lightning strike. I'm trying to make cuts that I can jam Hydroid Crisis in my deck. I can't even say it with a straight face. It's that ridiculous.
Not a warrior.
Not a warrior.
It is
no.
not a warrior.
I will gladly name Jellyfish with one of my... Wait a minute. It's a Jellyfish crab dragon or some such nonsense?
Some such nonsense.
Hydroid Crisis is a Jellyfish Hydra beast. There's got to be some other beasts in there.
There's no other beasts.
There's no other beasts?
No other beasts. Everything else is humanoid.
Yeah, everything else is a humanoid. So the old I'll name Jellyfish on one of my.
Back to the Phoenix discussion.
Back to the Phoenix discussion.
Yeah, that's it should 100% just be an elemental bird. Phoenix doesn't deserve its own creature type.
Yeah, I'd agree. It's like it's a unique bird, but it's definitely a bird.
Yeah, chickens are unique birds.
Yeah, is it really? I think chickens are fairly like the commonplace bird.
I mean, they're unique amongst birds.
Are they unique amongst the birds?
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are delicious.
So are you saying it is a bird that becomes a phoenix? No, I'm just saying that a phoenix is a type of mythical bird.
Yeah, a phoenix is a specific kind of bird. It's one of the many birds. What's the most delicious bird in your mind?
The most delicious bird?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Probably chickens.
Like
Chickens are really good.
Uh, yeah, I mean, chickens are good. They're definitely the most, culturally we've created the most ways to cook them.
Right.
But if we're gonna go on straight like amount of flavor, I've had some wild duck that is just unreal.
Duck is like really oily.
Yeah,
I'm not like super big on it. Like it tastes good. There's just not much you can do with it because it's so oily.
Yeah, it is very oily. I don't want to eat a ton of it. Like I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna eat half a duck.
Yeah, and I'll just pound chicken wings. Just put any number in front of me, they're gone.
How many chicken wings do you think you could eat?
I don't know. How many chicken wings do you think you got?
I mean, if we're just gonna do this, if we're just gonna be like, I bet you can't get to 100 before standing up.
100?
I would find a like an unlimited chicken. We can go to Quaker Steak and I'll pay for the.
They don't do it anymore.
They don't do
No,
unlimited.
the cost of chicken wings has skyrocketed over the last 5 years.
Due to the staggering popularity of this bird.
Yes. So I have sat down with one other friend, ordered 100 chicken wings, and watched a football game and just killed it.
Okay. We should bring chicken wings in for the AAF championship game, which is also on the pre-release of War of the Spark.
That's true.
So it's going to be a big time here at.
Eagle is also good. Never had eagle.
Whoa.
Is this a bald eagle?
Oh no, this guy's just being an edgelord.
Edgelording?
Is that edgelording?
I don't know. Parakeets?
He said swan.
I don't think parakeets
he said
have
swan
a lot.
all the way. Eagle is also good.
Okay.
That's edgelording, right?
I mean, kind of. Parakeets don't have a lot of meat on them.
No, the blue ones, reasonable.
Yeah, I like the blue M&Ms, so I mean, I would imagine the blue parakeets are the best ones.
So you ready to hear something real messed up?
Oh no!
Do you remember the like digitally animated movie Rio?
Yeah.
That was about the blue macaw.
Yeah.
That bird is extinct now.
Oh yeah.
Which is real messed up.
Yeah, get used to it. We're in a major extinction event.
Yeah, I mean this is a world-changing event. Are you going to snap back? See, I intentionally turned the lights on back here. So it's really lit in the back, and you guys haven't snapped back to us one time.
And
there
we're back.
It is.
We're back. Snapped back.
It's lit.
Stop looking at me, Swan. That is a solid Billy Madison reference.
Yeah, that's a great.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. Lump lump.
72.
Really underappreciated moment in that movie is the pickle race.
Yeah, the pickle race is really good.
Pickle race is quality.
I think there's a lot of underappreciated. I mean, every comedian has those like 2 or 3 movies that are like really good, and like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, or just. I mean, I think Billy Madison better than Happy Gilmore.
I don't know about that. They're both really good.
But they're both really good, and then just everything else Adam Sandler's done is just.
Yeah.
Like he did a little Dickie after that, or Daddy's Boy, or Daddy's. What was the one where he raised the kid?
Call Me Daddy.
Yeah, he did the Daddy film. I forget what it's called. Big Daddy. That's it. Big Daddy. He did the Big Daddy film, and then he did Little Dickie, and neither of those were very good.
Waterboy was all right.
Time out.
Waterboy was all right.
Time out. You're a fan of football, and you're trying to convince me that Waterboy is a good movie?
Yeah.
It's a bad football movie.
Yeah, it's not a football movie.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's a movie making fun of, like, Southern Hicks.
I think it's a movie making fun of football culture.
I don't really think that's the case.
Definitely the case.
All right, well. We'll agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
As long as we agree that phoenixes are elemental birds and not their own species.
Yes, phoenixes are not a unique species. I can get behind that. Are there any? Do we call any actual birds phoenixes? Like,
I don't think so.
can I go to a zoo and find
a phoenix? No.
Okay. So they're a completely mythological, made-up thing.
Yeah, I'm sure like they're
Like a
based on
sphinx.
something.
Right.
There's a bird called a harpy.
There is a bird called a harpy.
It's terrifying.
Is it a terrifying animal?
It's a scary animal. I bet it's a delicious animal, but it is terrifying.
we should find out. I wonder if, like, I would love to do like an online. Do you remember like hotornot.com where you like rated people?
Yeah.
This was back in early internet culture. I would love to do a would you eat this, but like on a scale like on a scale of like daily to like the middle is going to be like apocalyptic event, and then like the other end is like rather starve. So like, you show somebody a puppy and it's obviously like rather starve.
Are you kidding me?
But if you show somebody like
Anybody who votes anything beyond apocalyptic event is just kidding themselves.
what do you mean?
So, like, if anything has nutritional value and you're starving to death, you're going to eat it.
There's documented cases of people refusing food that they couldn't wrap their minds around eating and like dying instead.
Like what?
So like human flesh, obviously, like
Oh, come on, bring it on. Can I cook it properly?
yeah, obviously,
Oh, then
all
all
this
day.
stuff was cooked. There's people like refusing to eat like snakes,
What?
like they're trapped in the desert or whatever, and like somebody catches a snake and they're like, all right, this is what we got to eat. Like we haven't eaten in 3 days. Here's meat, and they're like, yeah, not happening.
That's a weak-minded play.
No, I agree that these people have messed up.
Yeah.
But like I would have a hard time eating a puppy.
I would not.
All right. But yeah, I think that'd be great. You could just put a different picture of like a species like elephant. Like, probably wouldn't take an apocalyptic event for me to like go eat an elephant. Like if I was in a different country and they were like, yeah, we've killed like the yearly elephant. We're having a celebration. Have some elephant. And I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I'll eat your elephant. I'm like Anthony Bourdain once talked about like how like the most polite, loving thing you can do is like go in and eat people's food, like when it's offered to you.
Yeah.
Like that's the way you get accepted into a culture and understand it.
Sure.
And so like I would eat damn near anything in those scenarios.
Yeah, I have to be like a little more careful.
Yeah,
but,
you're allergic to everything under the sun, so.
Right. I would eat elephant if we're going that way.
Elephant would taste awful.
Pretty
It's
sure
probably not
most
amazing.
of us would eat a person day one of the plane crash.
There's a book
You probably
called...
wait for like a couple days on just like the peanuts.
Yeah, so there's a book that we read in high school in like one of our like religion and morality classes or whatever, where they ate. There was a plane crash and they ate people. It's like a famous book. I wish I could think of it. The plane crash is famous.
Yeah, the one with the soccer team.
Yeah, like back in the 70s or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they like talked about how they did it. And, like they're like, yeah, we buried them face down in the snow. Like ate the thighs and buttocks. Like, yeah, that's pretty pretty gruesome. So yeah. Yeah, I'd eat some elephant. Elephant's pretty bad, but like, wouldn't that website be super fun?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody would ever go to it. I don't think there's any draw there. You don't have any drawing power.
Okay, sure. Like your visits would be fairly low.
Yeah.
All right. I can buy that. It'd be a fun thing to like sit around with your friends and do. Robert's never. Where's Robert Meadows? Tell him I said hi, please.
No.
I don't know what Robert
not
does
gonna
on
do that.
Wednesdays. He's too much of a coward to play standard.
Whoa, he plays some standard.
Does he play some standard?
Yeah.
I think I mean, I've said this before. I think standard takes way more. It's a different skill set than modern, and it might be a higher bar of skill. I think you can get in at a lower level, but
Okay.
like getting to like very good at standard is a much taller order. Whereas modern, like I haven't played modern in years, probably a good 18 months since I played in a competitive modern tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you gave me 4 months, I could I could be as good as I ever was.
All right.
Standard, different ball game.
Would you eat an Eldrazi?
Oh yeah.
Like one of those chubby Eldrazi spawns?
Yeah, like
Scions?
oh yeah, like I could
That thing looked delicious.
I could like tackle it and snap its neck off. Do they have like a carapace on them? Are they exoskeleton?
I don't
think
think they
eating
have. I don't think they have a distinctive like one uniform anatomy. I think that's kind of their defining feature.
I think eating things with
Yeah, modern's the best format for me to poop on. Ha ha. Standard.
Modern's a dumpster fire.
It might get sweet after this the set though. Modern Horizons.
Yes, I think modern has nowhere to go but up from here. It's the worst it's been in a long time.
Maybe ever. Even like
immediately after the Pro Tour when everybody's like, all right, I guess we're just blazing Shoal Infect.
yeah, because even then you had other alternatives. They were like half a turn slower, but
Right.
you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna hypergenesis you.
Right. You're like, I'm gonna like rack up all these spell pierces and try and interact with you.
Yeah, well, Eldrazi Winter is probably a little bit worse, but
Yeah,
I mean,
but
for
that
like
didn't
a
last very
month,
long.
that was sweet.
That didn't last very long. And the thing is like there's a clear way out of the Eldrazi Winter in that like
Just keep going forward.
well no, we had like 2 or 3 cards that like you could ban Ivugan, you could ban Eldrazi Temple, whatever, and you could get out of it, right? So modern right now, they just did a banning and it's not any better.
No.
They didn't get any better. Like they needed to ban either Faithless Looting or Ancient Stirrings. And you could also make a strong case for Mox Opal. And they didn't do any of those things, and so now it's like even worse than it was.
Yeah. I don't agree with those bans, but I agree that they should have done something different. Maybe what they did is right, and they have plans to shake up the format big time with this Modern Horizons. But maybe they don't.
Maybe they don't. None of those cards are ban-worthy in my opinion.
Well, that's fine. You're allowed to have your opinions.
And I don't know how...
This is also the guy that thought that phoenixes weren't birds. Nice opinion, noob.
And I don't know how to explain that Ancient Stirrings is so much better than Ponder.
Don't tell me to go to break.
Ancient Stirrings
Just because you got called out on your bad Phoenix opinion.
Ancient Stirrings is literally
twice
as good as Ponder.
Don't do it.
All right, we're being taunted with going to break.
Twice as good as Ponder is obscene. You were very wrong about that, but it is very good and absolutely ban-worthy.
1.5 times as good as Ponder?
No, it's not as good as Ponder. We'll go to